Shalom, Kal Halalim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha HaKodash. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops of GMS at Ruel, and salutations and blessings to you elect, starting with the 144,000. So this is a lesson dealing with Revelations 11 and 9, and this is something that I looked up. I looked up the word grave, and it brought new meaning to the scripture. Not new meaning, but more understanding and extrapolation. So this is Revelation 11 and 9. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. In the NLT it says, and for 3.5 days all peoples, tribes, languages, and nations will stare at their bodies. No one will be allowed to bury them, right? Now this 3.5 days period is dealing with primarily when the bulk of the slave trade picked up, right, in the year 1620, right, 1619, 1620, you had Jamestown, Virginia established, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And from 1620, right, you have 17, 18, 19, along with the half, right? And that half adds up to roughly, well, pretty much 1969. Primarily the, well, actually 1970, right? So, because half is 50, 3 days and a half, right? So you have 1620, 1720, 18, 1920 plus 50, which is 1970, 1969, 1970, the time when pretty much Esau fooled the world, deceived the world about going to the moon, right? He had set his nest among the stars. Okay, he will be like the Most High. And also the time when the Spirit of the Lord, right, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, anointed the elder Abba Bivens, who we believe to be Elijah, who brought back the heart of the fathers pursuant to the book of Malachi. The heart of the. Let me actually get that real quick. Let me try to find that real quick. That's in the book of Malachi. That's a very powerful prophecy and testimony. Malachi 4 and 5. I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord Yahweh. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. Okay? So this is going into him going out there, bringing out the truth, waking up the men on the sign, which back then they didn't really have this false sign that came through, right, High Priest Ariah. But Abba Bivens, he knew about, who the Israelites were pretty much, and he was prophesying that message that, look, we're the Israelites, the Lord came to die for us, etc., so forth and so on. But now we go back to the scripture. All these nations for that time period, from when we were in chattel slavery up until, post civil rights and living in Babylon, we have been a mocking, we have been a byword, a proverb, a laughing stock. And nations, as it says in verse 9 in NLT, they will stare. Now, this word grave, when you look it up, is very interesting. The word grave, let's get it.
Strong's G 3418, Menema.
Menema, right, which is a monument or memorial to perpetuate the memory of any person or thing. Now let me go to the root.
Strong's G 3415, Mana'amai. Mana'amai.
right? Mana'amai, which means to remind, to be recalled, or to return to one's mind, to remind oneself of, to remember, to be recalled to mind, to be remembered. That automatically makes me think of two scriptures, man. But pretty much they kept us in the grave. They kept us in that dead state of mind, okay? And they didn't allow us to be reminded of that we are to serve Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay? They supplied different identities to you. Every 10 years they would change, African American and Black American, right? Colored, Negro, right? All these different bywords they would influence you through media, okay? And they tried to keep you in that really zombified Zombieland state, okay? To bear in mind down here, Strong's, to bear in mind, to recollect, be mindful. So, what scripture does this make me think of is Baruch 4 and 24. Like as now the neighbors of Zion. Who are the neighbors of Zion? Let me get right. When you go to the ancient world, right, the land of Israel, you had who were the neighbors of Zion? Ammon, Moab, Edom, Aramean, Aram, Syrians, okay, Ishmael. The neighbors of Zion is the heathens, right? They have seen your captivity, so shall they see shortly your salvation from our power, which shall come upon you with great glory and brightness of the everlasting. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High. For thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction, and shalt tread upon his neck. My delicate ones have gone rough ways, and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies. Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto the Most High. For ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. And to cry unto the Most High, you need the Most High's name. You need him and his son's name. Right? It says, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. And 28 is the point. For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. For he that brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation. Now let me get this in the GNT. It says, just as the neighboring cities watched as you were taken captive, so they will soon see the eternal power coming in glorious splendor to rescue you. And the Lord is coming, man, in glorious splendor and in beautiful chariots, man. Okay, the vehicles of the heavens, man. Verse 25, my children, endure the Most High's punishment with patience. Your enemies have persecuted you, but you will soon see them destroyed and at your mercy. My children have spoiled you with love, but you have had to follow rugged paths. You were carried off like sheep caught in an enemy raid. Take courage, my children, and cry out to the Most High for help. He punished you, but he will not forget you. Just as you were once determined to turn away from the Most High, now turn back and serve him with 10 times more determination. Right? Let me get this one more scripture. Book of Jude. Slovakia. One in 5. Jude 5, verse 5, it says, I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believed not. Okay? Though you once knew this. So, again, These heathen, man, they kept us in that mindset. For the first enemy is Esau, right? You can read that in the book of Psalms. Um, what is that? Let me get that. Tabernacles of Edom. Yeah, 83, right? 83 and 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. What does crafty mean? It means very slick, right? It's not straightforward. We always bring out the term covert. Esau deals in covert operations, meaning in the shadows. He'll play the blame game. He'll make up false enemies. He'll set up people. He'll have scapegoats. So you can never point the finger at who's really, pulling the strings. It says, against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. We are hidden. We were in graves. We were in that grave mindset, that dead mindset. Okay? It said our bodies were not even put in graves. Right? They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Who? The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. First on that list is Esau, man. Esau, you Edomites. Okay? This is who's keeping you down. This is who does not want you be. This is who does not want you to be reminded of the Most High. He doesn't want you to go back to that mindset, to remember Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? He wants you in that eating Travis, was that the Travis Whopper burger, the Baconator, eating pork, eating shrimp. He wants you to be in that bugged out mindset. Anyway, I hope you're edified with that. Kal halalim la Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Waharachakodash, and Shalom to the elect.